All right, let's go ahead and get on with this live Yelp listing audit. The wonderful random submission, and we had quite a few that came in, is from John S. with Red Cap Plumbing in Tampa, Florida. So going to go ahead and pull that up. It does not look like John is with us, but we will be sending out this webinar in email to everybody that signed up. We know a lot of business owners, things come up during the day, so we'll get this out to you. But give me a sec here. We're going to pull up Red Cap Plumbing, Air, and Electric. Now, again, let's not really worry about the reviews here, because for people that are finding them, ultimately, there's still good reviews. So thing here, obviously, they got their logo set up, which is good. They have a call to action for any service or repair. Now, here, instead of book now, I would actually have something like call now, ultimately. They're on your page. You're promoting a good, solid offer for $50 off any service. Get them to call. They've already showed interest in your page. Very important to get them on the phone, so that way you don't lose them in transition. They have their verified license, which is perfect. They've uploaded that. They've got their highlights from the business. Now, for these, when you are searching on Yelp, Yelp usually shows your first 2 to 3 ultimately. So you're going to want to focus on the ones that are the best for you. So certified professionals is great. However, since this business already has their verified license, I would recommend that this is actually a bit of a double. So if they are really focused on offering commercial services or their payment plans, these would actually be a little bit better, or even the 24/7 availability to boost up. That way we're promoting the 20 years in business, speak Spanish, and then one of these other ones, because this verified listing is already going to do the work of certified professionals for you. So not a bad choice, just repetitive ultimately. So let's get another highlight in there to highlight something else about the business for you. All right. And so let's go through the photos and whatnot. So biggest thing that I see a lot of times with these photos is business owners love to put their logo first and foremost. Problem is Yelp users don't care about that. Ultimately, they need you for a service. So what they more care about is seeing your users, seeing your technicians, not your users, seeing your technicians out on jobs. So good photos would be, a photo like this one, even where they're searching through the bins to find stuff. Or let's find another one, them actually cleaning this cover, again. So things like that are actually showing off your guys doing work are going to be more important, because these business photos are already on your website ultimately, and they don't actually paint the picture for the user of how you can help them. But the other thing I'm noticing is, you notice all the missing captions, so nothing about what these guys are doing right here. What are they offloading? What does that look like? What product is this guy looking for? What is everybody doing? What is this fix? So very important that you control the stories, the photos on there, because if you don't, people are going to look at user uploaded photos, which usually are blurry, not the best cropped, not the best light, or even the best captions. So really fixing this would be important. Now, for those that may not have noticed, two things that are really big that are missing here: there's no connect posts. Connect posts kind of act like the social media post. So this is where they could, again, be promoting the $50 off any service. for those that are familiar with plumbing, holidays are actually a very big time for plumbers because people are using the toilets a lot more after the holiday feasts and whatnot. So things can get a little more clogged up, backed up. So, talking about stuff like that, talking about leak detection, connect posts are very useful to show your expertise and, again, promote offers to people that are finding you because they've already clicked on your page if they've seen that. So you're really just doing yourself a disservice by not having that stuff on there. So the other thing that's missing is portfolio. So again, the portfolio is a great opportunity for any business with product or services to really show off what you got. Again, if you're a clothing store, you can show off your entire fall collection from 2025 in one of your portfolios. You can also show off, if you're more luxury end, all of your prom gowns that you have. For services, they could show off all of their, let's see here, they do bathtub repairs. They can show off all of their bathtub repairs. They can show off all of their, sewer repairs. Sewer brings in big money. So does water heater and pipe installation. You can have full projects. Now, it's recommended to at least have 2 to 3, but Yelp allows you to actually have several on there. And again, they don't have to be one particular job. There are some projects where somebody, let's say you're doing a bathroom remodel, somebody might be very thorough and do like, hey, this is what the bathroom looked like before, and all the photos through the process to the finale. Or they might just show off a bunch of different bathroom remodels that they've done before and afters all together in one. It's really up to you how you want to do it. One way isn't better than the other. It really comes down to the number of photos that you have. And again, your pride in the project. If you put in a lot of work and a lot of effort, if you're very proud of a project and everything and you've got the photos, go ahead, show that thing off. That is why it's called a portfolio. The same way you would to anybody that would just call you off of your website looking for it. You'd be like, oh yeah, we just got done doing this great bathtub repair and remodel. Look at all these wonderful photos, because you know that sells. Same thing sells on Yelp. So just don't skip those steps ultimately. But with that in mind, I would want to make sure that these are all the services that RedCap actually wants to get from Yelp. Because again, if you're promoting these, they're going to promote you for that. So if you don't want to be shown for shower installation or, generator repair, don't promote that on Yelp, because you're wasting traffic. You're wasting impressions on that ultimately. So we see that they're open 24 hours here. Now, 24 hours is very tricky on Yelp because it sets up an improper expectations most time. Unless you're able to actually answer all the time, 24 hours, get on that call, it's not worthwhile. And again, even if you have an answering service late at night, if you're a plumber, if you can't actually come out there at 2:00 in the morning, don't shoot yourself in the foot. You're doing yourself a disservice. But if you can, great. Promote the heck out of it. It looks like John says that they do. They're available 7 days a week for emergencies. So awesome. But the thing you have to be careful of is, as you notice here, there's no special hour. So one of the beautiful things that Yelp did many, many years ago is they started getting reports from a lot of businesses that would close during the middle of the day, have weird closures, or be closed for special hours, holidays, stuff like that. They were tired of going in every time and editing this. Yelp now has a special hours tab where you can go in. It doesn't mess with your open 24 hours at all. I actually just helped a handyman with this earlier today of ours. And we went through all their holiday hours and we were like, oh, Christmas Day, you're going to be closed. Yeah, I'm going to be closed. I'm spending Christmas. Perfect. Let's mark you as closed. And how it will display on Yelp, it'll let people know, hey, normally this business would be open 24 hours, but today on Christmas, they're actually closed. Or you could do open as usual. Or, for example, for Christmas Eve, he doesn't want to be 24 hours. He wants to get done at a reasonable time. So for Christmas Eve, it's going to say, hey, this business has special hours on Christmas Eve. They're open from midnight to 6 p.m. tonight. So at 6 o'clock, if somebody comes on and they're looking for him, it's going to say, hey, sorry, this business is now closed on Christmas Eve. And he didn't have to mess with his 24 hours. It sets proper expectations in case anybody calls. They're not getting upset. Hey, why can't I reach anybody? Why is nobody coming out to me? Because at the end of the day, we all take breaks. Businesses do shut down, especially on holiday stuff like that, or at least have special hours so their techs can be with family, so the business owner can be with family, all that sort of stuff. So very important you fill that out. So looks like they have a nice good from the business section. This is actually really good. They're not just listing off services. You notice how they're talking about why homeowners choose Red Cap. This is actually a very well filled out specialty section. So kudos to you guys, John. That is well done. History, very important. Now, real quick before we jump to history, specialties, the reason why it's so important, Yelp pulls a lot of information, not just from your reviews when promoting you, but from what you say you do yourself. This specialty section is your chance to tell Yelp, to tell users exactly how you can help them out. So again, great job by John. They talk not just about how they can help them, but why people choose to use Red Cap in the Tampa Bay area. History, another important part, not as much for, Yelp, but for the users that find you. There's a lot of legitimacy. If you've been open for over 20 years, heck, if you've been open for over 10 years, let's be real. It's hard to keep a business open for 5 years. So when you've been open 10 plus years, even if you don't necessarily have the best reviews on Yelp, Yelp users understand that there's a reason why you are still in business, why people are still going to you, and they're going to look for that why in the reviews. And if that fits what they're looking for, awesome. But yeah, so good history here, talking about how they've been open, why they chose to do this. And then this is another one that gets left out a lot, the meet the business owner. A lot of business owners are a little hesitant to fill this out. You can't have a manager fill it out, but really, this is a local business directory. People who are searching here are local. They want that connection. They're coming to Yelp for that connection, like we talked about matchmaking before. So when they find you, they want to see, hey, do I resonate with this person, why he's doing this? So, especially tradesmen, if it's because that, you were at a place that didn't treat their customers well and you knew you could do a better job for your clients, to being passionate about sewing and selling clothing, whatever it may be. This is really where you get to tell your story of why you opened this business. And that really goes a lot more of a long way than people realize at the end of the day. So they don't have any community questions asked, so they haven't, no need to respond there. If you ever get any, very important that you do respond to those. And then the only other thing that I'm noticing about Red Cap is that they don't actually have their messaging active right now. So for those that are in the home service industry, messaging is a big way for businesses to get a lot of clientele off of Yelp, as most people are on their mobile devices these days. They are looking a lot of times for these quick, texts. It is 2025 now. People, want messages before they call and stuff like that. So if you're removing that, would simply want to chat with them more about what results they were getting, how they're handling the actual response time and response quality to those, because that is a missing source of revenue for a business like Red Cap, where people aren't necessarily looking at the reviews, but hey, who can help me out quick? Your 24 hours, your emergency, you are right up that alley, So that's merely where I would recommend a few changes to really make this page better. And I'm confident if, Red Cap were to do that, they would see instantaneous better results within that first week, just because they're providing a better quality product on the view side for Yelp to people. Obviously, there would be changes on the back end we'd want to talk with them about, but that would be for future discussion ultimately.